Hey you, today we're going to be talking about something serious. There's been a lot of talk in the media about sex trafficking or human trafficking. Is it on the rise? Is it happening right here in Atlanta, Georgia, or in your city? Stay tuned and let's talk about it. Welcome to Healthy, Wealthy, Skinny, where we focus on the steps to help you live a healthy, wealthy, and skinny life. I'm Sean, so let's get into our topic for today. When listening to the news and looking around on social media, I've been hearing more and more stories on human trafficking. I've heard multiple debates where some feel like human trafficking is on the rise and we need to be aware of it. And I've also heard the alternate argument that it's always been here, but we're just hearing more about it now that we have social media. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Do you think human trafficking is on the rise, or it's always been around but we're just hearing about it more and more due to social media? I'd really love to hear what you think. I don't know the answer to that question, but what I do know is that I want you to be safe. My goal for this video is not to scare you or have you afraid to leave the house, but I just want to remind you of some basic safety tips to keep you safe. And these aren't going to be anything that's new. I'm pretty sure you've heard them before, but I want you to consciously think about them and use them every day. It's very important for your safety. When I think about this topic personally, of course, the first thing you feel is fear. But what I recognize for me is that I've always been a really cautious person. I grew up in a family where my dad was a police officer. I have all brothers, no sisters. So I've always felt comfortable when I had a male present to protect me. You know, that daddy police officer figure. As I got older, I got married young, and I've always had a husband or boyfriend, someone around that I look to keep me safe. As I started getting more independent in life, I realized that I would need to take care of myself. I couldn't depend on a man to do everything I need to do. I wanted to travel, I wanted to move around, and let's face it, if you're not in a relationship, then you still need to survive and enjoy your life and do the things that you need to do. When I found myself in a situation where I was getting divorced and I wasn't in a relationship, I really had to just take a look at myself and figure out how to do things on my own. How to move around at night by myself, go shopping by myself, hang out and club with my girlfriends as opposed to my husband. And a lot of you might be thinking, that's so basic, Sean. But if you're in a situation where you go from dad to boyfriend to husband, that's a skill that you might not get right off. I found myself in this situation and I needed to learn how to move around in my life but also be safe and feel safe. Now, I didn't go out and take self-defense classes, but I just started following a few basic safety tips, and I'd like to go through those right now. Number one on my list is be aware of your surroundings. Ladies, put the cell phones down. You cannot be aware of what's going on around you, who's walking behind you, if you are focused on your phone. And God forbid, do not have headphones in or both of your AirPods where you can't hear the things that are going on around you. This tip is very important and it's very basic. It's being aware and knowing what's going on around you and being cognizant of the people that are around you. My tip number two is using the buddy system. And I know I talk about the buddy system a lot. I talk about the buddy system when it comes to working out, get you a workout buddy. And when you need motivation, get you a buddy to motivate you. But it applies here too. If you can, when you're going places, do not go alone. Find someone else to go with you. Now I know you can't take somebody else with you everywhere you go, but when you can, it's a good idea. If you're traveling and you have someone with you, don't walk alone in a hotel. Definitely don't walk alone if you are walking to a restaurant, if you're in a city where you can walk. If at all possible, take someone with you. And this just simply minimizes risk. Now, tip number three is all about ride shares. And by ride shares, I mean services like Uber and Lyft or any others that might be out there. So this one has a lot of sub-bullets to it. So I want to give you some safety tips when it comes to using these types of services. Now, both Uber and Lyft will let you know the make and model of the car that's coming to pick you up, the tag number, and tell you a little bit about the driver. Make sure you check these things. Check each one of these things before you get into any Lyft or Uber. Walk around to the back of the car, check the tag number, check the make and model of the car, make sure they match. Don't just take the tag and the car is different. And then take a look at your driver. Make sure everything is as it says in your app. The next thing you want to do is check the safety locks. In a lot of cars, when you open the door, you can see the child safety lock and you can tell whether it is on or off. Don't worry if it looks like you're taking a lot of time here. Even if you need to turn the flashlight on your phone, check your safety lock and make sure you're able to get in and out of that car yourself. The next thing you should do is make sure the driver has their Uber or Lyft app on. In order for them to say that they've picked you up in their car, they have to click a button in that app. Normally, all Uber and Lyft drivers will have a mount on their car with their cell phones loaded into that mount, and you can see their version of the app. So make sure that app is on. Then what I want you to do is look at your app. Your app is going to tell you every step of the way about your ride, which means that once you're picked up, it's going to tell you that you're in the car. Make sure that your app shows that you're picked up and that you see that driver using the app. Next up for when you're using ride shares is share your location with someone. Anyone. That person doesn't have to be in the same city or state with you. Pick a friend. Just let somebody know that you are in an Uber or a Lyft and share your location with them. It could be your mom. It could be your best friend. It could be anybody. Just make sure somebody knows where you are, that you're in an Uber or a Lyft, and they can track your progress. Now, this is for my people that are going out and partying. I think Uber and Lyft and rideshare services are great if you're going out with a group of friends and nobody has to worry about being the designated driver, right? Well, not exactly. First thing is, if you've gone out partying and you've been drinking, never get in an Uber or Lyft alone. And also, do not take Uber pool. If you are a female and you've been out drinking by yourself, getting in an Uber pool with guys or people you don't know is extremely dangerous. So again, if you're gonna go out and you and your friends are gonna take Uber or Lyft, take the Uber and Lyft together. Go to a location together. And it's also good if at least one of you guys can still be sober. Everybody in the group should not be drunk and in the Uber and the Lyft. You need to be aware of what's going on. You can't check the tag, check the driver, check the safety locks if you're drunk. So somebody needs to be in good mind to do those things to make sure the group is safe. Alright, so moving away from ride shares, my next tip is all around vans. I want you to be really careful with parking near vans. And this can be any type of van, the traditional white van, a work truck, an SUV, any type of large vehicle. I want you to be really careful when you park near those. If you park and then you see that there's a van that's parked next to you, especially on your driver's side, what I want you to do is either go to your passenger side to try to get in the car, or have someone walk you to your car. See if you can find a security guard or someone that was at your location with you that could walk you to your car. It's really easy for someone to snatch you into a van if you walk between that van and your car. So I just want you to be really careful when it comes to vans. Now, every van doesn't have someone in it that's trying to grab you, but better safe than sorry, right? My next tip is for when you are at gas stations. And you guys have all heard this. When you're pumping your gas, make sure you lock your doors. One, you can easily get robbed if you leave your passenger side door open. You're pumping gas and not paying attention. Someone could come in and steal your purse or anything out of your car. You just want to be extra careful that no one is able to get into your car while you go in and pay for gas or slip in while you're not looking. Be very careful at gas stations, and also when you're at gas stations, do not take anything from anybody. I'm pretty sure it's like this everywhere, but here in Atlanta, you can go to a gas station and you will have people that will come to your car. And I'm gonna say people, and I'm not just saying guys. I want you to be wary of both males and females. You'll have people that'll come to your car that will ask you for money or try to give you something. I don't want you to take anything from anybody. You don't have to be rude, but if you see someone approaching you, kindly ask them to step back and not approach you. You don't feel comfortable. And if they keep coming your way, then make a scene. Make sure everybody knows that you are not happy with this person coming your way. And 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna leave you alone anyway. And that brings me to my next tip, and this is you not taking anything from a stranger in any parking lot. So I don't know if you've seen these warnings that come through on Facebook. My friends send them to me all the time, and they're all about schemes where somebody might leave a $100 bill in your door, or somebody might give you a perfume sample or something to smell in a parking lot. And these warnings warn you about smelling these things or touching these things because there's substances on them that could debilitate you, and these people could follow you and do bad things to you. I don't know if these things are real or fake, but again, for me, I don't have to know if it's real or fake. I just know that I need to be safe, and I know that you need to be safe. So if there is a possibility that this could be real, that somebody could put a substance on something that's going to impair me, I'm just gonna be better safe than sorry, and I'm not gonna take anything, and I want you to do that too. So don't take anything from anybody you don't know in a parking lot. Buy perfume at the store, knock that $100 off. That's not your blessing. Just make sure that you are safe. Now, my single ladies, you might not like this tip, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. When you're going out with your girlfriends and you go out as a group, make a pact that you guys stay a group. Don't let one of your girlfriends go off with some random guy. I know, hey, if you disagree, leave it in the comments and let's talk about it. But it is best that you are safe. And you know, this might kill your one night stand game, but I want you to be safe. Stick with your girls. If you guys go out together, if you go to the restaurant, to the club together, make sure you go home together. Girl, get his number, let him call you and take you out on a real date. You'll be safe, and you know, it'll be a better dating experience anyway. And my last tip is for the moms, and this is kind of just an all-encompassing tip. I'm sure you're already doing these things, but it's something that I thought about. When it comes to your kids, do not let them go to bathrooms, public restrooms alone. Make sure somebody, an adult, goes with them. Their older siblings, put them in a big group. Just make sure they're safe. If your kids take the school bus in the morning, I want you to make sure that they are, one, either in a big group or that there's an adult around to watch them until they get on the bus. And I know every parent is not able to be at the house or be at the bus stop, but if you can arrange for another parent to be there, that is awesome. Remember, your neighborhood is safe until it's not. Right? So why take that chance? If you can make sure that your kids, your daughters, and even your sons are protected when they're waiting on the bus or if they're going to public restrooms, please do that. And I don't care if they're preteen or a little older. My daughter is 12 right now, and I still don't allow her to do these things on her own. And that's just because I know it's really not safe out there. And the bus stop is right across the street from my house. But again, it's safe until it's not. So just make sure you're following some basic safety tips when it comes to your preteens or your younger kids. So there you have it. Those are some of my basic safety tips for keeping you safe in this age where human trafficking or just people that don't have your best interests in mind exist. So make sure you follow these tips. And if there are any other tips that I did not mention, because there are a lot and I just went through some of the basic ones that I think about on a daily basis, but if you have some more tips, be sure to drop them in the comments and share them so everybody knows them and we can all talk about them. Take a moment right now and like this video, and if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified every week when I drop a new video. But I don't want you to leave right now. I've got 2 more videos I'd like for you to watch. There is a lot of great content on this channel. I'd like for you to watch this video right here because I chose it especially for you. And then I'd like for you to watch this video right here because YouTube chose it for you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to be safe, and I'll see you next week.